Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome again to Elevating Your Life. And I am just so happy today to share with you a fellow energy sister. She does Reiki, so I'm excited about that. We have with us today Janine Lowe. She is joining us from the UK. She has always been an intuitive, and as she grew up, she found Chinese astrology and Joey Yap. He became her mentor and taught her about metaphysics. That transformed her life. She became one of Joey's affiliates in 2016, and from him, she learned to work with dates and times to create wealth for her clients and herself. Her business in Feng Shui and Chinese astrology has grown significantly, and she consults with individuals and businesses on both. She has developed a number of successful products, which change according to the Chinese New Year. She is the author of this fantastic book, Feng Shui, Your Ways to Abundance. I just loved it. I'm so excited to chat with you, Janine. Welcome.
Thank you, and you. Thank you. I'm looking forward to talking to you. Even though we had a little chat beforehand about how much we do the same things, we're into the exactly the same things, animals, Reiki, healing. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. We were meant to connect. Well, I would love you to share a bit more your background, kind of what really brought you into the love of Feng Shui and what you do, and then, you writing this book.
Okay, so as a child, I spent a lot of time with my grandmothers, and they were quite witchy, shall we say. They'd randomly set a table for a chair. We'd be the two of us sitting there, and she'd set a plate for someone else. Like, who's coming? She said, "Well, I don't know. I just feel someone's coming," and then someone will come in. So I was brought up by my grandmothers, and it was a blessing of growing up with them, absolutely. But I was very, very intuitive, and my mum had a real problem with it. I found out later in life why she did, but as a child, she was just, I used to answer the phone before they rang, and the old-fashioned phones that used to ring, not the mobile phones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had some great friends, and one of them said, you need to, because we're talking probably, I don't know, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, whatever, 50 years ago, shall we say. And one of my friends, as I grew up with her, she said that, you need to hide it because your mum doesn't like it. So you need to hide it. So I started to learn about Feng Shui because I found it really interesting because I'm in love with houses, just buildings in particular. So I started to learn Feng Shui, and it's been amazing. I mean, we can go into what Feng Shui is, and obviously, but Feng Shui took me into lots of people's houses. I used to I love going to people's houses anyway and businesses, and I would feng shui them, get to know the people, get to know the animals that live there, etc. And then when I was learning feng shui, I came across someone called Joey Yap in, I don't know, 2004 or 5, and he was a young lad, and he started teaching me Chinese astrology. He's very famous now. So I learned about Chinese astrology, and Chinese astrology works really well with feng shui. Because this is my thing to you, right? As an energy person, do you ever go into a house or someone else's house or in a room and go, oh, this doesn't feel right? You do.
Energy. Yeah, you do.
So I have found that people born of a certain year, not like any year, like the year you're born or the year I'm born in, I used to buy houses and sell them quite a lot, and I never felt like I could stay anywhere. Anyway, I moved into this house 20 odd years ago, and I never moved, and I've always moved. But the house itself was made in 1928, 29. And being a rooster and it's a dragon house, I absolutely love this house. So I connected with this house. And anyone who comes here, I mean, it's really feng shuied up, and I teach feng shui here. They come in and go, oh, wow, the energy is really amazing. Let alone they have to be not allergic to cats, obviously, because I take a lot of rescue cats in. So my life's been like, feng shui for me has been like something I can hide behind. Years ago, now I can be openly and intuitive, but I couldn't then because my mum was so against it. And in fairness, if I'm talking about, I know it sounds really bad, but like 70s, um, intuition wasn't really a big thing then. People didn't even like it very much. You know, you were one in a million people that had intuition. Whereas now we've been taught how to use our intuition as a tool to help us and other people. Do you find that?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, um, so for me now, going into a house prior to going into it, I'm very much intuitive about the house and then go in and do the feng shui. So that's my roots. Grandparent, nanas that were amazingly witchy, and then having the friends that were close to me come in and like be like a little army around me and help me forward, because as an empath you have to have the right people with you as well. But now with feng shui and everything that I know in my old age, I can go in and I'm absolutely fine everywhere I go. And people love intuition and
Oh,
they love feng shui. That's what made me write the book, you know. People
oh,
are like, I just, we need a feng shui book that's really easy and practical to use. So what I did in it, just talk about it for 1 second. When I wrote the book, Feng Shui Your Way to Abundance, I did it in a way that I would like to learn how to do it, how to find the center of the house. What's the most important thing? Do I need a relationship? Do I need wealth? Do I need this? Because your clients all want different things, you know. In the book, I've given 7 examples of some of my clients that I've gone in and helped. And one of my favorite ones, which is really weird, right? So this lady, she, bless her, I went to her house. It's very OCD. I didn't actually know what I could do in this house. But she said she was very lonely. And I said, well, when you say you're lonely, well, I don't meet people. So what I basically did was I went for the helpful people area, which is the Northwest, and we did some feng shui in there, and it's in the book. But she couldn't have anyone in the house because it might muck it up. She was so OCD, yeah. Anyway, she went and worked, as I told her, go and work in an animal sanctuary. End of story. 2 older cats now living with her, and the joy of meeting people in the sanctuary and all the people that come in and out literally changed her life. So
oh,
feng shui could be, someone coming in and showing what you can do and how you can activate. And as I say in the book, it shows you.
yes.
That's what I did. That's what I've done.
And and I love that you talk about the energy and the feng shui, and your book has so many details and information that I've not read about feng shui that was so great. And I'll share a little story of feng shui. Years ago, a friend of mine who lives in Sweden, who practices feng shui, told me to do a little bit with my office. I did it, and oh my gosh, I was featured in Times Square for free. I was featured on Mag. All this stuff happened
Yeah.
after I rearranged my office.
Yeah.
And with Reiki, I had a good friend that had a beauty salon for years, and she was trying to sell it, and no one would buy it. No one would buy it. And she said, Paula, will you come Reiki my salon? So I did. I have someone coming to look at it. And I walked around the salon, Reiki energy. They, later that afternoon, they pulled up the realtor and I left, and she called me later and they made her an offer. I mean, all that goes together, doesn't it?
100%. 100%. I mean, like, if I go in to do a building, I Reiki it to begin with, literally. I talk to the house as I go in, and then I Reiki it. And then when people are telling me what they want, it's like the energy is listening, as well as obviously the things they have to do. Feng Shui, like your friend told you, you have to do this, this, and this. And it's about certain items being in the right place, and also you're manifesting in action. So when you went in to see your friend about selling her house, yeah, her business, so you went in and Reiki'd it. She was like, "Oh, Paula's helped me. It's gonna work." And then as the people come in, they've hit that energy, and it's amazing. Feng Shui is all about energy, bringing outside energy in, bringing the right energy. People often say to me, "Oh, don't talk to me about decluttering." I'm like, well, I'm sorry. I can go into someone's house and I can tell what's wrong with their house for where they put their clutter. because there's 9 areas in the house, yeah. So
Uh-huh.
I was saying to one woman's house, I think I've told this story before, but basically she wanted to meet a man and she wanted to live in Brighton and all this, and it was like a whole thing. So I went to her house and I worked out where what she wanted was, and she had a number of bathrooms, just so you know. And I opened this door. She said, "Oh no, don't go in there." And I was like, "What? Why not go in there?" She goes, "Oh no, 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 I don't like that room. I don't like it." So of course, because she didn't like it, it didn't have any energy, no energy in it. She would never go in it, so it's like a dead limb. Open the door, a very broken bathroom. I said, you fix that bathroom. The only thing you need from me is fix that bathroom. We'll put the energy and you'll meet your man. And she did. And she lives in Brighton.
Love it. I love it. That is so fantastic. And something that you shared in your book that I absolutely loved is how, how being optimistic and positive and being grateful helps you build that reserve of positive energy. Share a little bit about that with us, would you please?
So people, I have groups, Facebook groups and everything. We make a manifest board together, yeah, for the year, manifest, feng shui manifest board. And, we talk about what we want on it and everything. And then, they go and stick it up. And I'm like, no, 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 you've got to put actions on it, right? And I was with my son at Christmas and he was reading some articles about manifest. And I said, you know what, the one thing people forgot to say? Thank you when it happens. Even when you like go, I want a parking space, and we reiki this parking space, don't we? We reiki it. Oh yeah, I want that parking. I'll be with my girlfriend, part there, or my boyfriends, we're part there. And they always say, you always say thank you after. I said, because someone listened, and gratitude is so important,
Yeah.
so important. But the fact that the energy gives what you want, and then that happens.
Oh, I love that. I love that. That is a powerful message. It really is.
Mm.
Gratitude makes a big difference.
So
Oh,
I'll tell you one story. I rescue street cats and I took one that couldn't go anywhere else. Anyway, he's a lovely cat, but he's being a bit naughty with one of my other rescues. And I thought what I really need is another naughty cat, just so those two can be. And I was like, I really need one, I really need one. And I'm very in touch with a cat rescue. Anyway, can you believe it? The cat's arrived. It comes on February the 6th. It'd been left in a carrier bag outside a supermarket. I mean, I know that, and they said, what we need to tell you is it's very naughty. So they sent me videos of this naughty cat, yeah.
yeah.
And I thought, perfect for this rescue street cat I've got, because they'll be bundling over the house, and then when the summer comes, they can go out. So I was very grateful for that.
I love it. I love it. And yeah, now they can be naughty best friends.
Naughty best friends, and then the summer will come and they'll be out. But for now, for the next couple of months, 3 months, they'll my house will be a madhouse. But they'll just tire out, won't they?
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling myself.
Oh. So would you say that Feng Shui practices and that mindset, that it can help you align with your life's purpose and your goals? How does that work?
Absolutely, that you've said it perfectly. Feng Shui is one of the tools that we can use to bring in abundance in our own homes. you know, Having things, and I'm not saying put this bit of salt here, but having your house aligned to feng shui so that the energy comes from outside in. When you look at your house, your front door is your mouth. The windows are your eyes. So if you see your house as a human, different parts of your house are human parts, shall we say? And if you look after it all well, the connection between yourself as a person and the house, it is amazing. Anyone who comes to my house, they're like, wow, now I see what you mean. Because you've got to walk the walk if you talk it. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I have feng shui since 2006, but obviously I always learn so much more. It took a lot to write a book, and I think if it wasn't for 2020, I probably wouldn't have done that. But I suddenly had all this time on my hands, and a very good mentor that helped me. And yeah, so I ended up writing 2 books. I was only actually going to be writing one, and I wrote 2. So yeah.
I love it. I love it. And then how does that play, when we, do work with the feng shui and that, and then our mindset and what we're giving attention to? How
Okay,
does
so
that play with what we have set up feng
to
shui wise?
okay, so there's 9 segments to the house. This is important to know, right? So you have good fortune, fame, relationships, creativity, helpful people, career, wealth, ancestry, and legal and health. So there's 9, yeah. And what the art of this, you can't do a whole house straight away. So if you do 3 parts of the house, should we go, let's say wealth, yeah? So that's the northeast of your house. If you can make sure it's 100% decluttered, yeah, and it's all set up like it says in Feng Shui, your way to abundance, you can set it up a bit like a library, nice burgundy colors, somewhere you're comfortable with. When you do your I don't know what you call them, your bills at the end of you're invoicing your bills, or you need to work or whatever. If you work in the northeast, if that's your wealth thing, so you're sitting there with your energy in the wealth area working. So that's if you've got the room set up and your energy aligned, then it starts to work really quickly. If you're looking at relationships, that's the southwest. So everything should be in pairs there. I go really into it in much more detail. I'm making it quite flimsy here. But, at the end of the day, if you are a couple, spending time in there as a couple is good. If you're single or want to meet somebody, it puts in the exactly what you can do to meet someone. So you can align that with crystals, which I know you love crystals. And so you make that area all set up for that, but you spend time in it. That's the thing. So it's not about having the perfect house and everything feng shui. You have to go into the various areas to make the action align. Yeah. So good fortune is in the southeast. So if you want good fortune, I tend to say, well, particularly in my house, I've got an Art Deco house, so I have a missing space. So I have a pond outside. But people can't always have a pond. They've got a 1-room flat or whatever, so they can have a fish tank. Yeah. So you put water in the southeast. You don't have to put fish in it if you don't want to, but you put moving water in the southeast, and you will be surprised how quickly good fortune starts to train, as long as it's clean and tidy,
Wow.
and your mindset is aligned that you want to do that, what you want in good fortune. People say, oh, I want good fortune, but what is good fortune to people? What is abundance to people? Abundance for me is happiness, good health, and the money to do, make life what I want it to be. Yeah. But abundance to some people is completely different. So you can't say to someone, oh, to bring abundance in, this is what it is. You have to work out what abundance. Again, that's when you align your mindset to what you really want.
And
And you Reiki the area as well if you're a Reiki person.
yes. And you say, spend time in those areas. So would time be 5 minutes a day, or just
Right.
what you feel, or you're in a favorite area? How does that work?
So um it depends, you don't have to every day, but if you particularly wanted to spend some time in your relationship area with your partner, have a cup of coffee, have a glass of wine, it's not hours, it could be half an hour, but the intention is already put in there. The northeast is a very important area for wealth and knowledge. So people tend to spend quite a long time in that area doing their, maybe once a week, maybe an hour to 2 hours. You don't have to spend every day in it, but spend some good time. But when you're in there, it's literally manifesting what you want to happen. So if you're thinking, oh, I really want to, people say, oh, can I just take my phone in there and put my lotto numbers in there? Well, you can, but how much do you think you win? Because people like going, oh, well, the chances of me winning aren't that great. But you have to be with manifesting. You have to be very definite about what you want. Like with that cat, for my cat, I knew what I had to have. And I think that's the thing. People sometimes doubt what they want, but knowing what you want and getting that definite mindset is really, that's why manifest boards come in to become really good ideas.
Yeah. And so with doing that manifesting and what you're, is it good then to say, I accept this, say yes to that?
If it's what you want, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's the very thing. I think the universe does send us some I'm a great one. If something negative happens, I'm meant to learn from it. Okay. You know,
Oh,
I'm
wow.
not one that, like,
Yeah.
I'm not, I can't, I might be thinking this and something else happens. I'll think, oh, well, that was meant to happen because something else is just about to turn up that's right. I've got clients that have, oh, I missed that house because I haven't put my house on the market yet. Well, one, put your house on the market. And two, if the house isn't for you, because the right house will come along. Um, and I believe that on everything.
Yeah.
Is that your thing as well?
Yes. Yes. Oh, I love it. I love it. What would you say to the audience today? Just maybe a few simple little tips, steps they could take now to start applying some of this.
Okay, one, buy the book Feng Shui Your Way to Abundance, obviously.
Yes, it's so fantastic.
And as you can see, the cat's behind me. And and I think the main thing to do is think what you really want. Just three things, yeah. So as I say, I've given you the 9 areas, and that think what you really want. You want. Okay, a really good tip. Now, this is really funny, right? So the kitchen is the heart of the house. Okay, it's the heart of the house. And one of the things that I was told to do was put a fruit bowl on the kitchen table. Now, this isn't something I would ever want to do because I like everything to be clear and tidy, yeah. But I did what they said, and it's meant to bring, happiness into your life and good fortune. And literally, things started to change just by having a fruit bowl. And someone said to me, "Oh, what sort of fruit did you put in?" I said, "Well, it was just bananas, oranges, whatever." And they were like, "Oh, I'm just going to do it." And they went away and did it, and it really worked. So that's it. If you're moving house, one of my big tips is that when you leave the house, the last thing you take out of the house is from the kitchen, and the first thing you put in your new house is the kitchen. So you're taking all your good energy from your house and putting it into someone else's house, to your next house. Yeah. So that's always a really good tip. Um, and the other, I'm trying to think of all the good tips. I know so many. Ask me a tip. What area would you like a tip in? Um, Let me think. Helpful people. Put a board up and put all your helpful people in it. And just make that like a collage of people. It can be anyone. It can be like famous people that you admire or influencers, your mum, your best friend, and put that there. And when you put it up, um, again, Reiki, put the energy in and put that up. Or you can just put it up if you don't know Reiki and just really wish it to come true. But put all your positive energy. And then people are there to help you. It's always the same. And that's in the northwest of your house, just so you know.
I love it. And in the book, you mapped out the areas so well. It was simple and easy to understand. I really, like one part, I have a big citrine in my house, and where you said, a bun, I was like, oh yes, I have it in the right spot. I got so
Yeah.
excited.
Crystals are really, really interesting things. I mean, I love crystals. I don't know enough about them, but the ones I know, I love. Some of mine are like this, outside the house as well
That's
as inside,
fun.
and in my car.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I keep them, yep, and in my pocket. And Janine, we have just a couple minutes left. Please share any website information that you'd like to share, and what last message you want to give us today, please?
Okay, so my website is www.janinelowe with an e.co.uk. I have a Facebook page which is Janine Lowe Feng Shui, easy peasy. It's about 250 people, 250k people on it, 250,000 people on it, and I put on tips and things there for things. And my last thing for the end of this, that's interesting. So everything that I've done with Feng Shui has changed my life. When I started learning it, I didn't know how much it would change my life, how much it would bring different people like yourself into my life, how the actual use of it would literally change all sides of my life. So I love Feng Shui. I love what it does for my clients. And I love the fact that, I can share this with other people so they can go and do it. So, I really swear by Feng Shui. That's it. That's it. That's my thing. Go forward and do it.
Me too. Me too. And would you say for someone that wants to begin that, they can just take it one step at a time and,
Oh, 100%. 100%. You don't, do not get overwhelmed by the fact there's 8, 9 areas to do it in. Just choose the one that, or 2 or 3 that go for you. Even when I go to Feng Shui, people's houses or companies and everything, I only ever work in 3 areas. You cannot have the perfect house. What I will say in your house or your apartment or your condos over there is that use every room, right? So I have one room that I found I wasn't using, and I hope this isn't going to upset anyone. So I put my knickers in there because I have to go in every day and get them, yeah. So the reason I do that is that I keep the energy up, so I go in every room. And if you're not going in a room, work out what area it is if you're in your house that you don't go in, and that will be the floor that is happening in your world. So from my book, you've got the 9 areas. You can put it on your house. The room that you don't use is where your energy isn't, and that is where there may be a flaw in your life. But Feng Shui is a
brilliant.
very easy thing to do. So
Yes.
easy.
That one little thing, I have to go in there to get this, that gets you in that room. That is a brilliant idea. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. Oh, Janine, this has been so fantastic. I am just so happy to share you with everyone. And thank you for the difference you make in so many lives. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
thank you, Paula. It's been lovely meeting you.
Oh, just thank you. Everyone out there, love, hugs, and blessings, Janine. Love, hugs, and blessings. Thank you so much.
Thank you.